Well, hello YouTube, and today, as some of you may know if you watched the previous video, we're going to be covering the Palm 3 Connected Organizer. And basically, for those of you who don't know, the Palm 3 and the Palm series of devices in general are PDAs, or personal digital assistants, that would basically allow you to store like calendar events, notes, a whole variety of things. Offline email, offline email. There were the accessories that allowed you to connect them to the internet, and then later devices came with internet networking capabilities built in. In addition to Palm devices, there were also other like series of devices like the Windows mobile devices running on Windows CE, and yeah. So, but what we have here today is a Palm 3. And I feel so silly. I forget when this came out, but it came out in the 90s, like later 90s. And yeah, so it lists the system requirements as an IBM compatible 486 PC or higher, Windows 95 or Windows NT 4.0, 8 megabytes of RAM with 16 megabytes recommended, one available serial port, a mouse, 12 megabytes available hard disk space, and a CD-ROM drive. And there was a Macintosh compatibility kit that was also released that I would really like to get, because I think it'd be really cool to use this with one of my Macs. But yeah, for today we are going to be using this under Windows 2000 with my Dell Optiplex. So let's see. Opening this up, it has very obviously been opened before, but it did have the box and all the basic accessories, which I do appreciate. So we have the hot sink cradle. This is what you put the device into to synchronize it with the computer. DB25 to DE9 serial adapter, just in case you have only DB25 serial. And then here we have the device itself. And then also, I just threw the batteries I was using to test this in here, so I would have them easily available. I love this box design, by the way. I think it's a really cool box design. So, first, let's get into the portable itself. So, here we have it. And when I did test it, because I tested it to make sure it worked before I, actually, made a video on it, I found that the buttons were sticky, and there was some grime around the edges. So before anything else, I am going to open this up and see if I can unstick the buttons and just clean it up. And as we open this up, I can also show off one of the big things with the Palm 3, which was the fact that it had upgradable memory. If I'm remembering correctly, it came with 2 megabytes standard, but was upgradable to 4, or maybe it came in either 2 or 4 megabyte models, and you could upgrade, the 2 megabyte model to 4 megabytes or something, and then also there were third-party upgrades. It was so this was a pretty significant step in terms of PDAs, if I'm not mistaken, because you could actually upgrade the memory in these and stuff. This whole thing feels very crunchy, which I'm not a huge fan of. Yeah, there we go. It's slowly coming apart. I'm gonna work at this off camera because it is really hard to, like, you know, get it off on camera. And here we go. So to actually get the buttons, I'll need to get this off, which I will again do off camera. You know, I was just looking at this and I think I know why this is so sticky. I'm pretty sure there's liquid damage. It looks like coffee. Actually, now might be a good time to demonstrate just what this does when I power it on, because yeah, this sometimes doesn't power on correctly. Yeah, you hear that? And look at that. See? This thing isn't happy. This thing isn't happy at all. Like, sometimes you can get it to power on correctly, but, like, it's really hit or miss. So, I messaged the seller on eBay, because that's the first thing that you do in a case like this, telling them about my issue, and because they issued me a refund, and because they didn't want it back, I decided to proceed and just see what I can do. And as you can see, here's the screen, there is definite evidence of what looks to be coffee, having been spilled on the device, and, like, you know. And I don't know what I'm going to do about this front frame, but I'm thinking, the biggest issue are these buttons, and then the frame. So I'm thinking with the buttons, I will get a cup and put some dish soap in it, fill it with water, and then just let the buttons soak, and hopefully that will, you know, clean off. Hopefully that will, like, de-gunk the, coffee enough that I can then, like, actually use it without them sticking, because, like, even, like, as I was, like, trying to get them out of the frame, they were sticking. So I have the electronic components at a safe distance, so I don't risk getting them wet. And here's my cup of water, and I think in theory, warm water would probably be more effective, but I don't want to take any risks, like, with, like melting the buttons or anything, so I decided to go with coolish water. And then this, I don't know what I'm gonna do about this, because there's obviously, like, coffee in the, don't even know if this will focus. There's, like, obviously coffee in the frame. I might just see if, like, cleaning the buttons works, because these are really small openings, and I don't really have any spare toothbrushes or anything to try and scrub them out. And then, now that I think about it, let's see, this frame should release the motherboard, in theory. And I sort of want to wash off this frame too, because there is also coffee all around the frame. It's just a matter of, like, getting the motherboard out of the frame. So I got the frame off, and we can see this was... See, it looks like this was manufactured the 45th week of 1998, I think. And yeah, the Palm 3 came out in 1998. So yeah, I need to figure out a way to clean these larger pieces. So here we have the water, which you can see is suitably coffee colored. And here we have the buttons, looking very clean. And I still haven't figured out what I'm going to do with these yet, like how I'm going to clean them, but I think first and foremost it would be just a good idea to see if... Oh yeah, yeah, totally. That is so much easier to like push even now. I'll definitely want to clean the button cavities, but I think, yeah, that's totally so much easier. Sadly, this is too big to fit here, but I do have a larger thing that I need to wash anyway, a larger container that I need to wash anyway. That would probably be perfect for these two things. So yeah, here we have a similar deal. And I'll just put this in and put this in. And then, I should probably throw this in for good measure. And there we go. Now I will let that sit as well. I would throw in the top cover and the back case, but those have stickers on them, and I don't want the stickers to go, which really sort of sucks because, like, this does have coffee on it, and so does this. But I don't want to risk, like, damaging the stickers, because the stickers are in really good condition. I mean, maybe with this I could find some way to, like, just, like, maybe like that, because that covers basically where the coffee is. So, yeah, the dish soap could still be doing its thing. And then this, yeah, I don't know. Okay, so this is still a little wet, but these are pretty much cleaned. And yeah, let's just try this out. Oh, that feels so much better. Yeah, it was definitely coffee. The coffee that was causing the... It was definitely the coffee gunk. Because, yeah, now these actually feel usable. So I think what I'm going to do is let this stuff dry overnight, and then tomorrow I will get to putting it all back together, and yeah, then we can boot up the Dell Optiplex and explore Palm Desktop and, you know, do fun stuff with that. Well, I went ahead and put the Palm 3 back together because it looked like all the parts were dry. And let's see how it does. Let's see. Okay. We need to power cycle. This is the intermittent power issue that, like, there we go. That's the intermittent power issue that sometimes happens, where, like, it will just, like, scream and the backlight will illuminate, but nothing else will happen. But yeah. The buttons don't stick anymore. I love that. And there we go. Let's see. It is 2024, June, let's see, 17th. It is 1:25 in the morning. Auto off after a minute. And yeah. Let's see. Ooh, this will be good. So this is this Palm 3 is owned by, let's see, I'm gonna try and write my name using the graffiti alphabet. Let's see. Let's see. E U R O P A. Nice. Let's see, formats. I'm gonna go with 24-hour time. There we go. Alright. Did that. And yeah, so yeah, here is Palm OS. Let's see. If you hold down this, you can turn on the backlight by hitting menu, preferences, no, menu, info. Here we go. So yeah, this has 2 megabytes of memory, and this is Palm OS version 3.0. So yeah. With that, now I think it is time to boot up my Dell Optiplex and get started with that. I handily have an entire directory dedicated to this stuff. So I will go into Palm Desktop and I want Palm Desktop for Windows 1 version 4.14e. And with any luck, this should go off without a hitch. Let's see. Yes, I am ready to install the software from Palm 1. Okay. Next. Let's see, and finish. Let's see. Next. Europa will be my username. And let's see if this works. Because I have a serial device and not an USB one. I may need to just do this in the application itself, which it looks like it will. Let's see. Yes. Next. Nope. Skip. Skip. Finish. Okay. So now that that's done, let's open up Palm Desktop. Yeah, sure. And let's see. Options. Ooh, we can choose themes. Preferences. No. Not sync. Sub. Okay. Well, that may help. Let's just tell it locally. Okay. Now let's try. Let's see. Yeah, let's so I do have some applications. Let's go with oh, there we go. And now it is downloading. Let's see, reset. Let me just grab my stylus. Applications. And now we have Robot Find Kitten, which is one of my favorite games of all time. Let's see. Let's see if I can... Now I'll take it out of the cradle for this. But yeah, so, let's see. Okay, found kitten. Let's see, do I... Nice! So yeah, I'm gonna get stuff like synchronized to this, and then I'll be back and show off a little bit of what I have done. And then also, when I do that, I'll show off the personal information management features of Palm Desktop too, because that's a big thing as well. As Palm Desktop is just not just a thing for managing stuff on your Palm. It can also act as a standalone personal information manager, which I think is really cool. So here we have the that just turned off. Here we have the Palm 3 with some applications on it. And there are honestly so many applications. This doesn't even scratch the surface. But, like, here we have system information, which, this is an application that gives a much more in-depth, view of system information. So this is Palm OS version 3.0.2, for instance. Battery information, the processor, which is a Motorola Dragon Ball clocked at let's see, yeah, so it's clocked at 14 megahertz. And here we have some additional power settings, basically. Homer quote generator. Also, NecoCat, which I love. Like, yeah, I love the NecoCat programs because there exists a lot of them. Let's see, fish. Let's give you a fish. Let's see. Minehunt, which is a Minesweeper application. Let's see. Giraffe is a graffiti practice game. So, let's see. So, you know. There's that. Let's see. A Pokedex. So, let's just look up Sylveon. There we go, number 700. So yeah, the Pokedex entry, it sends a soothing aura from its ribbon-like feelers to calm fights. I don't actually know what the QR code does. It probably brings you to like Bulbapedia or something. Oh, and then type chart is like compatibility. Let's see. Transphobia isn't cool. Hell yeah. Let's see, so... let's go with, for our first guess. Okay. Array. There's Subhunt, which is a submarine game. yeah, so one of the other games I have on here is iRogue, which is, you know, Rogue basically. Oh, that's live. But yeah, that is Rogue, basically. And the final game that I want to touch on is Space Trader, which is, if you're familiar with, well, it's basically like a resource management sim. Okay, so I don't know how to buy this, so let's see. There we go. Let's sell all my food. And so yeah, this is basically Space Trader. And so yeah, now let's get on to the final part of the video, which is like the sync capabilities. So let's just say I want to write a memo. Personal memo. New. Let's see. Let's just write. Good. Done. So coffee is good. And then let's also just say that I want to add a to-do list item. XP. And then now, if we take this over to the computer, we should be able to synchronize everything that I am put in here to there. Also, something that I love about this Optiplex is how quietly it runs. Because, like, it's making almost no noise. My ThinkPad is louder than the Optiplex is, which I just absolutely love. And the synchronization finished. So that means now we should see coffee is good. And under tasks, upgrade to Windows XP. But so yeah, this has been a very, very basic overview of this Palm 3. I have honestly only scratched the surface of what is possible in one of these things. I do fully intend to do more in the future. But until then, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you have an amazing evening.